You'll also need to think through ways to establish a positive classroom community. Yes, even within 10 or 15 minutes, okay? So what I've often seen is people come in and they say things like, what is your silent signal? Or what is your rule? Or if this student is acting up, can you help me? If you ask the teacher for help, then essentially what you're doing is giving up the control of your classroom to that teacher, and that teacher is gonna think, I don't want this person to be my colleague next year because they're gonna need me to manage their classroom. So it's really important that even though you're only gonna be in that classroom for 10 or 20 minutes or even a full period, that you establish what your classroom norms are for that block in time, okay? So it might be saying something like, I'm not sure what the rules are in this classroom normally. In my classroom, we are gonna speak one at a time. We're gonna raise your hand. Whatever those norms are, that's important for the execution of your lesson and the assessment of mastery of the objective that you identified, okay? You're also gonna think about ways to develop a positive, joyful rapport with students. So I would talk to people on the phone and they would be like, my classroom is this beautiful place. We all come together. The students know that they can come to me for everything. And then that same teacher would get in front of the students in my school and they would be stiff as a board, standing there just barking out things as students, okay? It's really important that you identify how can you show that you actually love to teach and you love what you're doing. So it might be bringing in a cheer that you do in your classroom. It might be a way to show praise for a student for having a correct answer. Whatever it is that you do to bring yourself joy and bring the students that you work with joy, you need to show that in at least one part of your lesson, okay? There was one teacher who we ended up hiring. Her lesson wasn't that great, to be honest. She's a phenomenal teacher, but her lesson, no good. But she did cheers every transition with the kids, and the kids had a blast, and it was so structured that we're like, we'll give her a chance. And 5 years later, she's one of the top performing teachers of the school, okay? So the cheers can really save you, all right? Also think about getting to know you or some other intro activity really quick. It shouldn't be more than 1 or 2 minutes. It might just be say your name before you answer this question, but something to establish that you're gonna get to know your students is really important.